Hi, I'm Josh Hockman with Park Industries Customer Service Support. On this video, we are going to show you how to troubleshoot a water issue with water getting to your blade on a Yukon 2. So first thing you would want to check is if you turn your arbor on, come down by this 8-port block and make sure this one here is labeled arbor water, and make sure that that light is turning on. So I'm just going to start the arbor here, and you'll see that light turn on there. And I'll turn it off. So if that light is turning on, then we know we're getting power to our MAC valve. So either we have a clog in our line somewhere, or our issue lies right here with the MAC valve or pinch valve area. So always make sure your valve is open that you can allow water to flow through. And how this works is when you have air on the machine and when the air's on, it is constantly blowing air pressure from this MAC valve to this pinch valve here. So it enters the quick exhaust and goes into the pinch valve. And how that works is there's a bladder inside there. When there's air pressure on it, it squeezes that tight and closes that water off. When it releases air pressure, the air pressure releases out of the quick exhaust here, and then it allows the water to flow through. The bladder opens up there then. So if you are having an issue with your water not turning on when you turn on the arbor, and you saw you're getting power to the MAC valve, then the next step would be you know you have air blowing on this line here. We can remove that just to double check it quick. We have air blowing to there. When you remove that, you should be able to allow water flow. You can also test that MAC valve to make sure the MAC valve is working by just simply pushing on the top here with a screwdriver. And when you're pushing it, that's activating it, and that should allow the water to flow if you have it hooked up. So if you have push on that MAC valve, it should allow water flow. And that is forcefully opening that, manually opening that MAC valve, or closing, I should say, closing that to allow the water flow. If you push this, if you had power going to it, and if you push this and it allowed water to flow to the blade, then you have an issue with the MAC valve. Going back here, if we concentrate on the pinch valve area, so if we release the air to it, we should feel, we should feel a burst of air come out the back of the quick release. How that quick release works is it's constantly putting air pressure on this quick release to make sure the air only goes down. And when you release the air pressure, then it allows the plunger to move back and the excess air to come out of the pinch valve and out the exhaust port here. So if you're not having any air coming out of here, then your quick release is bad. If it's still not working, your quick release and everything is working, then more than likely the pinch valve is bad. So inside there's a rubber diaphragm that contracts to hold the water, and if that diaphragm breaks and blocks the flow of water there, that would cause your water not to flow. If you have constant water flowing through here and it never shuts off, same scenario, make sure you have air pressure going to here. And if you do have constant air pressure to it and your water flow does not shut off, then your pinch valve, the bladder inside is ripped and you need to replace that. If your water is not shutting off all the way or leaking a little bit here, first thing you'd want to check is your air pressure. So that would be the second gauge here. This is your incoming to the machine. This is for the water pinch valve. In this case, we're set at about 40 psi. You want your air pressure set about 15 psi above what your water pressure is, so it can hold that water pressure back. The other thing would be is double check your quick exhaust and see if you have air blowing out of here constantly. Even if it's just a little bit, that is leaking by and taking air pressure away from your bladder in your pinch valve, causing it to not seal off. So that would require replacing the quick exhaust there. So if you do end up having to replace your pinch valve here, always make sure that whichever end you're holding or screwing your pipe fitting into, you're holding that end with a wrench here. Don't just hold it in the center by hand and screw your fitting in, and don't hold it on the opposite end. You want to hold it on the end, otherwise you can destroy your new pinch valve by making that plastic spin inside there. As always, if you have any questions with any of this, please give our customer service department a call and we'd be glad to help. Thank you.